What's going on, everybody? It's your Hex Grassroots stream number 20 with your host Meister Hex and with my co-host Hex Misha. Good evening, Hex Misha.
Good evening, Meister. Thank you, and welcome everyone. Looking forward for the stream. Good to be back with Hex Grassroots, independent ad-free grassroots stream. And oh boy, do we have a real Hexican Grassroots today as a guest. Mite. He's all over the place on Twitter, everywhere. So we for sure will be looking forward to talk to him. Meister, I think I'm pumped. I think it will be nice.
100%. I agree with you. Very good guest. We had an amazing guest in the last episode. It's Marion. Typical Hexican grassroots, you could say. And now we continue the journey with another diamond Dolomite Hex. I saw in his Twitter that he participated in the Vegas event. So let's let him share his story with us. Great. And we also have a couple of other news. Market sentiment, prices are a bit down. So let's also check the market a little bit. Back to 10 cents almost. We have the Hedron launch. That is, of course, causing a little bit controversy, but I would like to touch upon that as well and get Dolomite's thoughts as well, and then touch upon the Vegas event.
Yes, sounds good. Interesting topics, and as you said it's good to talk about it. I also seen some that were like a little sad about the current situation, so I would say heads up and continue, and we have great people in the community, so yeah, let's hear their voices.
Absolutely. Without further ado, please welcome Dolomite.
Hey, Meister. Thank you so much, Misha. Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
To the bank.
Your show is great. Tudo jóia. Melhor ainda. It's an honor to be here. Your channel is great.
Absolutely.
I know it's a new channel, 5 months only, and I recommend people subscribe and follow these guys because
thank you.
I look at the list of people that you have in your show. Marion, Ballet, Brand, Hexter, Crypto Stylist, Heartbeat, Vince, Feather, DJ. I met all these people, in London and now in Vegas.
Nice.
We had a great time. So
that's great.
I've been
That's great to hear it from you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Great to be here. It's an honor. Thank you.
Yeah, it's one already mentioned the Dolomite here in the chat. Dolomite from the Brazilian beach. So I guess you have Brazilian roots, yeah?
Yeah. By the way, I had to buy a mic here only for this show because
wow.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here again.
Yeah, that's good effort, man. Awesome.
Yeah, I grew up in Brazil, was born there in São Paulo. But, when I was really young, I didn't much like beach. I could just 1 hour from São Paulo go to the beach. But then we moved to mountains
Santos,
in Rio. Yeah, exactly. And that time it was good, was not polluted like right now. But, it's great.
All right. Interesting. I mean,
not too much, but yeah, I was born there. Then I moved to Rio. I basically at some point moved to California, San Francisco. But yeah, I started working when I was 13. Right, you saw the picture. I was selling computers in Brazil. In that time, in 1984. So I have that picture you saw is April 11, 1984. I was selling copies of Apple computer in Brazil, so I was 13 years old, so I'm an old guy, right? And you saw the pictures, like in Brazil, we had these copies of Apple II.
Awesome. So they were like copies that were produced in Brazil, or?
Yeah, it's like we had this military government, right? We didn't have like a democratic or whatever situation like we have now. So we had, generals in power, right? So they tried they basically allow you to copy the Apple IIs, Sinclairs, TRS-80s. I was selling all that stuff in Brazil. So we had all that TRS-80, Sinclairs, but copies, right?
And manufactured in Brazil, yeah, to protect the
Brazil,
whole market.
yeah, protect the market. Yeah, exactly. That was the market. That was, they said, market protection. But they are
you were
copies,
official
right? How
market vendor?
China started, right? Yeah.
You were a official licensed seller for these products?
Yeah, I work on the biggest store in Brazil, and in that time, I was reading electronic magazines all the time. That was my interest, like Black Magic,
affinity,
electronic magazine, electronics in Black Magic.
Nice.
So I used to get books of that and magazines, and I saw like a ad to a Sinclair, not Sinclair, but we call, I don't remember. I don't remember right now the names, but it was a Sinclair, and my mom, made a lot of sacrifice to buy that for me. And I bought, I start, doing basic stuff. I write like a calendar code for something, went to a magazine. But yeah, then I used to go to that store every day because I want to learn. So I want to learn all that stuff. And I didn't have access to Apple IIs. And I saw those computers. So I was paying the ass, went to the store every day and asking questions. And the guy said, "You want to work here? You can show computers to everybody, right?"
Right. The dream came true, yeah. Working in the shop that you had passion for.
Yeah,
Nice.
Then I worked there for like a year or two. Start listening heavy metal, doing a lot of drugs. Then I left. My dad retired, and we moved to Rio. So I kind of took a break until I did computer science later, in my life in
Oh
Rio.
wow, okay. So you got in touch with computers pretty fast, yeah. Very early on. You mentioned you were 13 when you started to sell them.
84, 83, yeah.
Right. And I mean, back then the computers were just getting you could say a mass product, so it was quite a big deal, and it was quite early stage, like crypto today, right?
A very early stage. Yeah, you use like cassette tapes to load the program. So you basically have the kids nowadays don't even know what cassette tape is. Even CD, they don't even know what is those DVD CDs are. So floppy disks, right? So we have cassette tapes. So I had to buy like a cassette player, and a good one. So you connect with a cable to the computer, and you just press play, and you load that software into the memory. It like takes 5 minutes at least to load that, because you play a cassette tape, and the computers just understand that sound and convert, right? Then we had floppy disks, and 5.5, I don't even remember, 8mm floppy disk is like for mainframes computers. So the same floor I used to sell the computers, we had the mainframes for the whole company, and that those things are big. So, and they load like punch cards, and I come from that time.
Oh wow.
But moving forward, a lot of drugs, all that stuff in Brazil. I survived it, lost a lot of friends. I had like a mudslide. A lot of people died in my city. A couple weeks ago, I was surviving a mudslide. My dad as well. Then I went to the army. As a volunteer, I want to give a break of the drugs. So I went to the army.
That was like in the 90s then, yeah.
80, 90, 80. Yeah, 80s. So 89, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, in Brazil, we had, when you turn 18, I'm doxing myself and all that stuff, but when you turn 18, you have to show off for the army, and they choose you if you pick you or not. And, I had some
Yes.
connection with a coronel, and I was trying to get to the police there. I said, "Oh man, if I go to the army, at least I go to a good place. I don't wanna or pick. You know, I try. You know, Navy. I try the Air Force, but left to just the army, right? So I guess I don't want to be the lowest soldier here. I want to at least see the police. But you know, I would up to be like a driver. So yeah, but a driver that takes guard. So I was doing guards and driving, and you know that time I lost one of my friends. You know, he was the best mechanic. He was really young. So he was fixing a car under a tripod, you know. So they took the wheels out, and he was fixing that, and that car the tripod just broke.
All right, and
yeah, that
and
was
when you joined the army, this was your full-time job then, yeah, in this
yeah.
time.
Yeah, you know, they give you some money, but it's not enough. It's really minimal. It's not salary, whatever. Yeah, I survive of that. Then I had a cousin that say, "Man, you have to go to the university." You know. Then he had a connection. He was a researcher, so he got. I didn't have money to pay the university, so he had the connection with a professor. The professor was a PhD with postdoc in Harvard and postdoc in Cambridge. He could be any place in the world, but he decided went to Brazil to try to help Brazil, right? So he went to Brazil. He founded this university, small university was created, that research center in theoretical physics there. So I was doing, and that's what paid my university. I joined day one before I saw. Yeah, I didn't have money to pay everything. I sold something. I don't remember. So
and
yeah,
the
I got
topic,
that
Dolo,
center.
I didn't catch the field. It was physics, you said?
Theoretical physics is like writing equations and solve equation matrix. You know,
hard stuff.
Yeah. The guy have their own theory, so he was working his own ideas, and you know he's still working on the, you know, that if he figured out some equations, he could, you know, gain a Nobel Prize. So I was working with a guy like that level, but he was using me to work with computer algebra systems. So I was one of the first to work with Maple and mathematics and MATLAB, all that software. So I was basically solving equations, learning, you know, physics and solve equations in a computer. That time was 386. So and helping the whole lab. So I set up a network, you know, that time with Windows 3.1, you know, peer-to-peer. Probably the kids don't even understand what I'm saying, but yeah, early days we had like a peer-to-peer network, and we set it up. To connect to the internet, it was prior internet. So I was calling, I was accessing the internet through a university because I was in a research. So I was dialing up to a university, and I was able to browse the internet, you know, in text.
And what time was it, Dollar? Was it like late 90s?
91, 92,
Early 90s.
92 I went to, 92, yeah.
Wow,
then, you know, then the first browser, Mozilla, come up with Windows 3.1 or 3.11. You got the browser, I think, no, it's not Mozilla. I think it's Mozilla. First browser, right?
And when you dialed into the internet through your university, it was super early stage, 91, 92, 93. Like what kind of information and sources were available back then? What were you reading then?
News, like we had like news feeds from universities. FTP. Yeah, basically my fun was, okay, let's see this university. I went, okay, MIT. ftp.mit.edu. Okay, they have FTP. So I was able to log in those FTP, anonymous, see what kind of papers they have, and stuff like that, right?
Or and FTP, what is that? Is it like HTTP or?
File transfer protocol, FTP, you know, it's like, it's like a text protocol, file transfer protocol. HTTP is like a hypertext transfer protocol. So it's just a protocol. They, you know, Yeah, it's just FTP. You connect, the server respond, you open a connection, you are able to, like browse the directories like dir or ls.
Right.
So you see what papers they have, and it used to be everything open. That time everything was open. It was for research. Then
and you were gathering for the research stuff. You were gathering all the papers.
Most of the work was sending emails. Yeah, I was trying to sell computer algebra systems to universities. So I used to travel to universities and do presentations. I was, doing presentations about how to solve equations, and I had to do that on fly, man. And computer algebra systems are pretty nice because they don't have limits of digits. They solve the equations by symbols. So they are not like a numerical computer system. They are not just, you write a code, but there is a limitation of digits. You could calculate a P with 1 million digits. The memory of your computer is the limit. You could 3.14, whatever, 1 million digits. There is no limit for Maple, mathematics. MATLAB used to be,
MATLAB,
numeric.
yeah?
So yeah, MATLAB was the compare. I used to sell Maple, so that professor got a connection, Canada company. So we sell Maple to Brazil, and that I was expert. I had to know my competition. So if you want to sell a product, you need to know the competition pretty well, because when people ask a question, you know what's good in the competition, what's bad. So
right.
In that time, Maple was superior in the way the language is much clear. Mathematics is really confusing, but mathematics is Wolfgang research. There is a website, you can do all that stuff online. And it basically, and we had software for education. So my thinking was we need to educate the people. So we had Derive. So Derive was a software for schools. So you can learn math if you can visualize, right? Because today, people give an equation, it's really hard to visualize. But with software like that, you visualize the equation, you change parameters, see what's happening. So it's easy to learn. So I was selling this kind of tools, Derive and
Dolo, one
Maple.
question. The Maple you mentioned, the Canadian product, is it like is it similar to MATLAB, like a statistical software, or?
It's bad. It's better in my opinion, because MATLAB, I think MATLAB is bigger than Maple. I don't know what happened. I think a big Japanese company, Toshiba, I think bought Maple, but it's from Waterloo University, and it was a really clean language and easy to programming. That because you basically program equations and solve matrix. So you need to do some kind of programming. So they have some kind of language, both, mathematics. But Maple, in my opinion, that time was superior. MATLAB was numerical, as I said, so it has a limit in the, the precision. And computer algebra systems like Maple and mathematics, there's no limit on the precision.
And what do you think of R statistics?
R is a Python, right? Is a library, right, or something like that, right? R is a language.
Yeah, it's a language and for statistical software, but open source, so anyone can.
I think it's great.
Packages.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And it's for free.
Each language is for a specific user case, right? So
true.
It's probably good. I'm not doing that. I hate statistics in college. I had a problem with my teacher. I almost, failed on that stuff. I said no.
Yeah, but
today's very important. Today is very important for AI, right? So
yeah, true.
Right.
So that's very intense, Dolo. So after you joined the university, did you after this period did you went into programming, into corporate?
So
job,
I left the university working for the research center with genius people, showing Maple. So I went to the first ISP in Brazil, probably one of the first. So I started work. I had interest in Linux. I was installing, SCO, like Santa Cruz Unix systems in floppy disks, that universe. But my main interest was FreeBSD and Linux, stuff like that. And I went to work in the first ISP. I had the opportunity to get like like a training. That time the internet was starting in Brazil, so the government had this kind of internet training. So I went to a place. They pay me to learn. So they pay me to learn the TCP stuff. Things that mostly I know, but what's the internet? No, not many people knew. A lot of people knew that, but I was more technical because Linux and always gave me the edge about everybody else.
Nice.
Yeah, I never liked much Windows, but yeah, Linux is much more versatile. I could,
All
build
right, all right.
firewalls and stuff like that. Then, yes, I got money to learn internet. I started working for that ISP, and I moved to another company. I was installing like internet in like a big petroleum ship. So I had to connect internet with a cell phone. It's not a cell phone, a satellite phone, that ship. So what was a dial up. So I started working for that company. Then I became a manager of another company. Just in 2 years.
All right.
That company was like a trademark and copyrights law office. So I was, managing the technology, basically hands-on and scanning stuff, doing OCR, projects like that. But at that point, they let me go. After I went to a trip in Bahia, amazing trip. I came back from vacation. They had another guy. I said, okay, that's fine. So I went back to the university and start learning. I went back home and I had the opportunity to go back. They have this computer center in my city. So I start doing some, a new PhD stuff, but I didn't like. And I met someone on the internet, like early days in chat, and she said, okay, going to San Francisco. But I've been in San Francisco before because during the university, I went to the SIGGRAPH. SIGGRAPH is a convention for computer graphics in Los Angeles. I think it was 92, 94. I think 94. And I was a student volunteer there. So they paid me to work for them. So we stay in this 5-star hotel, Japanese, in downtown LA. And I work in they had this SIGGRAPH supercomputer. I was in that booth. I didn't know any English, man, but there is a guy that from Berkeley here, a professor that worked with me, a student that time probably, and he helped. He was just saying everything. Yeah, I could not answer any question. I didn't know English. That was. So I start learning English from that. I decided, man, I need to improve. That's why when I left that job, I said, man, I'm gonna go to California with this person.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do
your girlfriend at that time?
No, just met on there.
Oh, okay. And Dolo, one question.
Go ahead.
You mentioned the PhD, but you didn't like it. What field was it? What was your research topic, or what subject of the PhD?
Was very numerical. I don't even remember, man. It was too much
But
math.
you basically dropped it then. Yeah, it was too theoretical, or
I can't remember. Was kind of the center now is like okay. I think it was quantum computer, because that's I have my cousin works there. They do quantum computer, something in quantum computer. That's what they do there.
Wow.
It's like they have a supercomputer there. Yeah, but it was a long time ago, right? It's more quantum theoretical physics.
Okay.
Was not much. They don't have a quantum computer there. They have a supercomputer, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Right.
So
and then,
I left and I said, man, I go nowhere here. Let's go to San Francisco. Take some. I'm gonna spend 3 months in Berkeley. I'm gonna take some class in InfoSec on Berkeley University, and I go back to Brazil after 6 months. So that didn't happen because I started draining all my money. I sold everything. So I had a really nice Jeep in Brazil. I had a really good life for
Yeah,
Brazilian
good
standards.
job, good life, yeah. And then
Yeah, but
you decided to change to move to relocate to San Francisco, yeah, to California, and start a new chapter, yeah, in Berkeley.
yeah, I sold my nice Jeep. The Jeep is interesting because I had this, JPX was like a diesel Jeep. It's like a Jeep. It's not a Jeep like American Jeep, but it's similar. It's like beautiful 4x4, and I enjoy a lot. But that thing was, I bought like a lottery ticket. So I saw an ad about a lottery ticket. The guy was selling that lottery ticket, and I could claim that that Jeep. So I bought the ticket, and I went there and I claimed. And the guy said, "Oh, there is this red, green, and whatever color. Give me the red." It was fun. So yeah, I sold
Nice.
my Jeep and came to San Francisco. So I said, man, I need to make friends. I need to get a car, and I need to get a place. So I start, spending money for hotels. Spend a lot of money.
What year was that
And
when you arrived in Berkeley for your like permanent
89,
stay?
no, no, 99, 99.
Okay.
I think 99, yeah. Yeah, 99.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
and
yeah, I
back
decided looking for a place. I found a place, and I found this guy. He had a room. Found a roommate. I bought like a Supra for $700. I old Supra, and I said, okay, I have a car. I'm a black belt, so I said, okay, let's start some karate and make some friends. A class. So I found a
nice.
place. Yeah. So yeah. Then I met people. Yeah, I started to work for a IPO. Was a slave for 4 years because I
What's the
started
IPO,
working.
Dollar?
Yeah, they is a pre-IPO. They make a company, and the goal is to exit, is to sell the company for after going to the market. It's basically is a company that has the intention to go to the open, as a
Right.
stock. Yeah.
I
So
see.
it's
Yeah,
not a private anymore. So yeah, it
Initial
was a
public
struggle
offering?
because but that never happened, right? That was the idea.
All
Mhm.
right,
What
all right. And
happened in
it was
reality?
still like a part of you were still it was a software company, yeah, tech company.
Yes, e-learning. Yeah, it was a e-learning company. So we basically have systems to track students. So they have like a compliance training and e-learning. So basically I had a H-1B visa. So it's a visa to work in United States. They applied to me. So it's basically I came as a tourist. I found this thing and this ad. So they needed help. And I went there in a Friday. So they had help. They need help with all the network stuff. I fixed everything they had it there. And the guy said, okay, you want a job? So I got the job. So they applied for a visa to me. So I got a visa, and I stayed in that company for, I don't know, 4 years. But they didn't have money. So some months they didn't have money to pay. So they didn't pay. It was a struggle.
All right, but it was a start, yeah. Then you had
Yeah,
already some start
yeah.
for the first years in
Life
San
is not
Francisco.
easy. Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it was crazy. But
And how
they
did you
like it.
like it? Like your new home, new soil, new country. How was it to adapt and live in the new country? And how were your feelings?
I love it, San Francisco that time, man. We had reggae festivals. I met, the best weed in the world. It's like, man, this is a paradise. I didn't like the fact I only had 10 days of vacation. I said, man, this is fucked up. Man. 10 days
Whoa,
of vacation per year.
crazy.
This doesn't, this is crazy. How can I go to Brazil in 10 days? This is ridiculous. This is
right,
slavery. So I noticed, working here is basically you working to pay the bills, right? So this I realized since the beginning. It's really hard to save money in San Francisco because spending money, everything's expensive.
Even back then, yeah, it was already high costs of living.
No, back then, no. Back then, like I was renting a room for $600. I could, yeah. Then we had like a 90 when 2008 market crash where people with money could buy house really cheap. Now it's really expensive. It's to rent a house
Yeah.
here in San Francisco $4,000, and you may not find for less. Now the market, but it's ridiculous. I'm waiting for some crash.
Right.
But yeah.
All right, but you've been there when you say you went to San Francisco in the late '90s, so you've been there around, since then. So after your first job a couple of years ago, did you join another corporation, tech startup, or how did it go in the 2000s?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was doing a lot of consulting, installing servers. I started working for another companies like all this Naruto stuff is like a company that licensed for US. So I start working for them. I got my security CSSP certification, that certified information security professional. Then, I got laid out of that company. I had my information security certificate, so I started looking that area. 2010. Yeah, 2010. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to that Japanese company that I used to work. In that moment, I had like a Apple Power Mac, super nice Apple, as on my desktop. And for some reason, I read something about Bitcoin somewhere. I had a wallet, I downloaded the wallet. And I remember, my computer running really fast, hot. So that thing was really mining stuff.
In
But
2010, you say?
I remember in my mind, I think I had 11 Bitcoins, but I lost.
Wow.
But in my mind, but it doesn't make much sense because the block in 2010 is 50 or 100. Not sure. I don't know exactly the moment I was downloaded. It was
But
between
you went
2009
right
and
into it.
2011.
Maybe
I
somebody just
was in the
sent you
beginning.
like a test transaction, like.
Yeah, in my mind, I have 11, but mining doesn't make much sense because 11 is not the block. Maybe that wallet was connected to a pool. But anyways, I lost. But that thing, I never paid attention to that thing. It was not my goal. I was paying attention to get a job, InfoSec, my first kid in 2012. Just work as a slave, I didn't pay attention. I remember opening an account on Coinbase in 2015 just for that $10. And I remember seeing Bitcoin at $300. And I remember saying, man, this thing is expensive now.
And this is, and funnily, even $300 is very early and very, very cheap, right? Compared to now.
Yeah, but I had that Coinbase account in 2015. They banned me from 2017 because I realized when Bitcoin started going to $1,000, I said, man, I missed the boat again. Because I missed the .com. I was here. I could be in a Google. Imagine if I was working for Google.
Right.
Would be different. I was in the beginning of the IT, everything. I could, I just dropped. I had other interests. So I was yeah. So then I was in the beginning of Bitcoin. I had that 2010. I said, man, that's why Hex came and said, I'm not missing this one. I know what's different. I know the game.
The thing is with, like, you always have the feeling that you missed it, right? It doesn't matter. Like when I joined Hex, it was also like I thought I missed it and it's late. And when I joined crypto, it never feels like, it's very rare that it feels like, okay, I'm right from the beginning. And you just mentioned it, right? Like Bitcoin 300, Bitcoin 1000. It's still super early compared
super
to now.
early. I feel I had like a lot of money and I had like changed my mind because I didn't read the Bitcoin paper.
White paper?
White paper back in 2010. Maybe if I had read, I would. Then this is genius. I only read in 2017, to be sincere. So, said, man, this. And I know encryption. I was in InfoSec. I know all SSL, TLS. I know how public key and private encryption works. I was responsible for in 2012. I'm responsible for changing keys of this company, and millions of people depends on credit cards encryption with the keys I generate. So I know HSNs. I set HSMs, hardware security models. Is what companies use to protect encryption. I was managing secret management systems, my last job, but we can talk about that later. But yeah, well, in 2011, I said, man, I miss all that stuff. I was focusing on other stuff.
And did you get back into crypto then in 2015, or did you miss again?
Let's go back. In 2009, I created a YouTube channel, but I was focusing teach people in Brazil how to grow cannabis because the lifestyle I had in California was something you don't. So I was showing music, showing places, nature, animals come to my hand, fox, growing stuff. So I had a YouTube channel since 2009, and I had a lot of fans.
Wow.
I had like 60,000 people. I had like 6 million viewers, and people love it. And they still love me. They still every day when you come back. But it's a lot of work. I respect all these YouTubers. It's a lot of work. Sorry, I was looking. Yeah. It's a lot of work to create. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
like you don't.
And YouTube deleted my channel,
jobs, right?
I lost my channel. I said, man, this is terrible.
Because
all my videos, can be. All my videos since 2009 are on Odyssey, right? So Odyssey sync all my videos, and that's what's happening with Richard.
You mentioned you lost your YouTube channel, or?
Yeah, I lost YouTube channel.
Because they considered it illegal.
I had a lot of music, and I think what happens, people start complaining. I start going to like a police. This policeman in Brazil is like a chief of police, but he do like a YouTube showing their operations. And I start saying, man, cannabis should go to Brazil, legalize. It's $1 billion industry. We don't need to, put people in jail for that. It's just a plant. Right. So I start talking about this channel, right? I think a lot of people didn't like, and I think people complain, something a lot. Yeah. Because I had all my videos over 18, I had all the stuff, but YouTube, there is something wrong with YouTube. I don't know.
Right. I see. Yeah, I see the risk. Like this is still a very sensitive topic, especially for mainstream platforms like YouTube. And after you got back to crypto in 2015, 2017, you mentioned Bitcoin already. Was this your first crypto that you got interested in? How did the crypto journey start for you, Dollar?
Yeah, 17, I start buying, and was that BitConnect, Control Finance, Finecoin. I went to all those ICOs, and that's how I got banned from Coinbase. So basically, I was following all ICOs, right? You start to buy Bitcoin, accumulate, say, man, this is boring. What I do with this? Then you start, man, I need to make more Bitcoins, right? But this is boring, it doesn't move. If you don't buy, it doesn't change, right? So I said, man, there is this BitConnect. I put a lot of money. I didn't lose much. I think I didn't lose money on that. But yeah, Trevon James, all that stuff. You had all the commercials. And I tried other stuff like Control Finance, all this centralized crap they had at that time. I invested and I lost. It's always scams, right?
Damn it. That sounds like 2017 all over the place.
Yeah, and I I kept buying Bitcoin, 20,000, and, went back to 12 and told my friends to buy. Oh, it's 90,000, and went back to 3,000. And my friend, I almost lost a lot of friends on this process. But yeah, then I only kept going since 2000. I kept going, right? So then I started learning about Ethereum, and I saw the power of smart contracts. I went to power of wiki hands. I made a lot of money of that. It was like
which one? Sorry,
for me. Power of wiki hands 3D.
That power of wiki hands. Okay. And what?
Yeah,
what
it's basically is the first contract that I saw, but I didn't invest, was CryptoKitties, right? Then we had this group, they create power of wiki hands, but it's like, the idea is like how they say, it's basically 10% in, 10% out, and that 10% is distributed to other people. So for me, I went there and I made money. Then they invented, FOMO 3D. Then I lost a lot of money because the way they launched was a scam, And Ethereum was getting really expensive at that time. They migrated to Tron. And I remember Justin Sun put $3 million and he lost all that money too in that FOMO 3D scam.
All right, okay, but this proof of weak hand and the FOMO 3D sounds very like high risk coins, right? Would you agree?
Was the beginning, was a smart contract. So that was my learning process. So I knew it was a really good code, the power of weak hands 3D. So was a good idea, but
what was the purpose?
Making money, right? But it's the whole idea, the safety moon crap. They have 10%, every transaction was kind of that idea. They get 10% out when you deposit, and 10% when you unstake, if I'm not wrong. So you basically you lock your coins, you pay 10%, you unlock 10%, and you make some. And the 10% is distributed to everybody. So more people coming in or out, you make money, right? So, but it's basically if you are the last one, you're gonna lose money, right?
Yeah. It's high risk, definitely. All right. So after Bitcoin, you got a little bit, you could say, greedy, like all of us back in 2017. You tried to play with altcoins. Got burned a little bit, made very good experience on the way, I can imagine. And then this kind of brought you to Hex. So did you meet Richard in 2017 already?
Yeah, I've been watching Richard for a long time. I think first he didn't like Ethereum, and at some point I was starting to understand Ethereum. So I said, "That's okay. That's what he thinks. He may not." But then I learned about his project, and he doing Ethereum maybe a year before that start. But I wasn't following much, only in the last 6 months or 3 months, I said, man, I'm going to accumulate my Bitcoin. I'm going to free claim. And that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what was my initial thought. I'm only going to free claim. I'm not going to give my money to OA.
Okay,
so that was my thought. Yeah. So I accumulate most Bitcoin I could. I free claim. I understand how, that sign, all that stuff. I'm a InfoSec guy, so I understand crypto. I had no problem with understand all that stuff. No problem understand smart contracts. No problem understand signing with public and private keys.
That's really cool.
Then I realized, I said, man, but I didn't have much Bitcoin, right? I had 0 point something. I said, man, I only have 4,000 Hex.
Right.
I start buying, right? Then I start participating day one. I think day 0 was the free claim, and day 1 next day. So I had
the next day the AA started,
yeah. So I had.
And you had some ETH, yeah.
Yeah, I went to day 1, day 2, day 3. Just keep the CA.
Awesome. Right from the beginning.
Yeah, at some point I realized, man, the OA created this thing. This is perfect. So I don't care if my Ethereum goes. I don't care about where my Ethereum goes, man. This is stupid. When I buy Bitcoin, I don't care where my money goes. I don't care when my money goes to Starbucks when I buy a coffee.
Yeah.
Right. I said, yeah,
exactly.
It's ridiculous. So I realized. Then I sold everything, man. I kept sold. I made some money with crypto.com coin, but it was locked for some time. So as they unlock, I sold everything. Went to the best decision of my life.
So you sold everything for Hex, or you sold Hex?
No, sold Hex. I sold everything for Hex. I kept selling everything I could. I was trying to find all the coins, and I kept buying all my salary, all that stuff.
That's dope, man. Like after all these years, right? Like Bitcoin missed the 11, Bitcoin lost it, then the destiny changed, you could say, in regards of cryptocurrency. And
yeah, we had like a hard time, for the new ones. They see the dip. The dip was bad on February 2000. where the guy just dumped 160 million coins and start saying, "Oh, it's bad," all that stuff, and I'm gonna create my own project, and people that follow that guy got wrecked.
Yeah,
just look at his
absolutely.
project, right? And yeah, in that time, I was, man, this FUD is terrible, and I contacted my Telegram people, Pakistan, the German guy, Pakistan. I said, "What's up with this FUD, man?" I said, "Don't worry, man. It's all FUD." I said, "Yeah, fuck this shit, man. Keep it buying." And that was the best time to buy, right? Yeah, you could buy 1.8 million for one Ethereum, and Ethereum was $100.
Right. Yeah. This was
And we
crazy.
see this.
But
Yeah,
this was still AA time, right? This was still AA.
that was the best deal. People say 10,000 times, but most of the hexagons didn't get that 10,000 times because most of the hexagons didn't buy the lower when Ethereum that cost $100 for 1.8 million. Most of the people were afraid to buy at that time. Few people bought, right? And few people sold it when they highest. So few people get the 10,000. But it's real. Maybe one or two got that, right?
Yeah.
My average is maybe 500,000. I don't know what's my average, but my personal is 500 or 1,000. I don't even know.
That's still very good. I mean, in hindsight, this is
It's
still
amazing,
very good because back then one ETH was, as you mentioned, $100 or $200. This you also have to consider. So it was basically $200, and I'm here even like very generous with Ethereum. It was actually 150. But let's say $200 for 500k hex for 1 million hex. This is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that altcoin guy from Los Angeles just said, in 2 years, Ethereum went to 131.21 to 2,500. I said, man, in 2 years, you bought one Ethereum for 120. You could buy. I said 1 million hex. I could go to 1.8, but I said 1 million hex. That's about $100,000 today, right? So,
yes, before staking, and after the 80%. So yeah. The funny thing is, the altcoin guy, actually, Richard Hart and him, they are often together guests at the Bitboy show. Did you see it?
He doesn't like Richard. He's jealous. He's a pleb. That guy. Yeah.
But it's funny that they are both in the same.
You see his face. You see his face. He tried to smile to Richard when, after everybody's smiling, he make a smile. But it's so fake, that guy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's funny to see them on the same stream debating. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? But it's good that Richard gets invited there.
Yeah, no, Bitboy. I'm not trolling him anymore. We made him a better person.
Yeah. I mean, like
because we are trolling him so much, he decided to change. So I'm not trolling that guy. I respect. He doesn't want to show hacks, but he's gonna tell about Pulse Chain.
Yeah, I mean, like Bitboy and Richard Hart mentioned it. Bitboy was actually, in hindsight, if you check it, Bitboy was quite fair. Like he invited Richard Hart every now and then. Richard Hart is still a regular guest, and during the discussion,
those guys have sponsors. Those guys have sponsors, and if they host Richard Hart, they may lost their sponsors. Like a lot of those people, CZ pays those guys. I'm pretty sure those lady, that young blonde lady, she is on payroll of those Binance stuff. So, and they are afraid because Binance, pay for ads and stuff like that. They don't want to lose it.
Right.
Wasn't Bitboy admitting that he sacrificed for Pulse Chain, but that he will not talk about it? He said that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Patreon's
He
cool,
can keep inviting Richard. That's fine.
Yeah. But congrats to you, Dolo. You dropped the altcoins after all these scams and ICO mania. You went big. So congrats. And now you can afford to travel a lot, yeah? Also to London.
Yeah, man. I was a slave for 10 years working for this top one company in US, doing encryption for credit cards and tokenization and secret management for this company. I could not think about family, anything. Stress every day, on call 3 a.m., 11 a.m., 5 a.m. in the same day.
Really,
to solve
even
problems.
though promising system, promising business, even though they paid that bad, and so stressful the work.
They don't know how to manage. I had one manager every year, and they don't understand what they are doing. That's the problem. And in the company, I had like a manager 1, manager 2, manager 3, director 1, 2, 3, VP 1, 2, 3. There's so many, people that don't do anything besides
fluctuation.
Yeah. So exactly. Every year, new manager. So they moved me. They did understand how important was secret management for these companies, right? So we basically deployed that, QEs, that was one of open source secret management, to the company, and the team that was myself. And so I had to learn basically the tools that the company used to deploy, right? The automation tools and stuff like that. Ansible, the UIs we have to deploy, basically deploy in the cloud. So before, when I start, everything was bare metal. So you basically buy a server and install Linux and install the software, install one by one, right? You could have maybe a tool to load the disk when they boot, but now in the cloud, you need to be some kind of the programmer. You need to know some script. So you need to, everything, the infrastructure is deployed by code. Everything's code. So my team was not there. They thought, the guy that my team said, I'm a system admin. I'm never going to have to do code. I said, man, you're so dumb, man. Everything's code. So we had to adapt. So before legacy, now everything's code. Code as service, code as everything, right? So you deploy in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba using code, right? So you use the API. So they never understand the importance to manage a secret management system, where the deployment of the systems can get the passwords, the API keys, and the encryption keys on the fly as they are deploying. So we deploy a system like that. Then the people that was basically myself and one guy. The other one, I would say 2, but in reality, myself, the other guy. We deployed this QEs, and the guy left. That guy is a manager of Coinbase now. He managed the cold storage.
You are pretty familiar with HSMs then, yeah, with hardware security modules.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
I had a Thales HSM and a SafeNet as well, so I had some experience.
All right.
Tokenization as well. Today, one technology people use to protect credit cards. They basically, it's not, we call tokenization, but it's basically they change your credit card numbers to something totally different, but still valid in the system, in the format, but it's not your credit card. But HSM is basically HSM is like a hardware wallet, right? So it's basically you only access the encryption using the API, and you need to have the rights to access the API. So HSM is like a hardware wallet, but but more complicated. You have different encryptions, and it's a hardware built to nobody touch. It's just it's a hardware security module. Can be like a computer, or can be like a board in your computer, but it's basically is where your keys are, right? So if you're familiar with hardware wallet, is basically a device that holds your keys, nothing else. It doesn't hold your generates and holds, exactly, generate in a safe way and holds your keys in a safe way.
And the generation of the private keys in the AHSMs that you worked with, they were generated by nature coincidence, or how to make sure it's completely.
You have a bunch of smart cards that you have to, I don't even remember, man. I hated that. It's a lot of work, man, and I hate because fuck.
But one
Yes,
thing.
you use some smart cards. You have to, generate like, you basically say, okay, yeah, you basically generate the encryption, and you need a smart card to generate the keys to manage that thing. It's something like that. Everything I learned, I had to learn on the fly. I didn't have anybody to teach me. So, that's how things are hard for me. It's not.
Gotcha.
Didn't have
And
anybody to teach me anything. The first encryption, they say, I joined that company. They say, man, we're gonna change this encryption key. That's encryption key is the credit cards of millions of people. I said, fuck this shit. How am I gonna do that safely? And I figured out, right? I said, fuck this shit.
Nice.
And a lot of things, But yeah, I left that company, and the people that left is in big trouble.
Awesome.
You have no idea. They are not sleeping for sure. That thing is
All
nice.
right.
But not your problem anymore. You're free now, yeah? Financial free?
Yeah. I was planning to work it till this year, but on Labor's Day next year, I was so tired of all that stuff. I said, man, I'm not free. I don't call all the time. I wake up 3 a.m. to solve problems. I have no time to think about my kids. Zero time to myself. It's like,
right.
Then I said, man, I said, okay, I have money for my salary 1 year in my account. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Then we had like the Labor Days. It was Monday, right? So I said, I'm gonna send a letter to my boss. I'm gonna give you 2 weeks. Then I said, I'm not sending Friday. I'm not sending Saturday. I'm not sending Sunday night. So he enjoy his weekend, because he's gonna be in shock. He's gonna be in shock. The first morning I sent the email, okay, I'm fine for 2 weeks, but I'm leaving this day. And he called me Labor Day, Monday morning. Oh, I heard you are retiring. I said, yeah. Oh, congratulations. I'm happy for you. I wish I could do the same. He was one of the best managers I had, the last one. I like that guy.
Awesome.
But I'm sorry, man. So he said, okay, now since you are InfoSec, we need to cut all your access. I said, yes. I don't need to teach anybody anything. I don't have access to anything. Great. I'm going to get paid for 2 weeks, not doing anything. And that's how I did. And I had time to go to London. I had time to go to Vegas now. And if I was working, I could not have time to anything. I would be probably dead because I was so stressed for that work.
Congratulations. It sounds like highly deserved after all these years of hassle.
Yeah.
So,
the crowd is loving you and cheering for you. We have a lot of comments.
Really?
They respect you, that you are the man. You're legit AF. Awesome, man. And good for your health. That's, I think, also one of the most important.
That's what I decided. I decided. I have these small kids. I said, man, this kid's going to grow. I prefer to be a full-time daddy and a full-time Hex. That's what I am.
That sounds good. Congrats, man.
Yeah, and people say, oh, this guy's burning, selling stuff. I'm not. I sold it like a 401k, $60,000. I put $10,000 on that race car. I put $5,000 kinetics, political stuff. I sacrificed some stuff for something, and not selling, man. Not at this price.
Even if you would sell, I don't understand this. It's a free market, and
I take some profits. And how I do, I'm not decreasing my position. I'm increasing. I take some interest yield out, and I stake it longer. So my 2 years stakes that are just ending. I have few earnings every month. So I'm just. If I need the money, I take it, I sell, yes. But I don't need the money now, and price is too low, and I just take it longer. So because the 2 years stake when you end, now you have to stake 10 years to have the same amount, or put more Hex. So if you take your...
But without interest,
you have to... Yeah, if you take not interest, yield, right? We are calling yield. But if you take the yield out, you have to stake 10 years to have the same amount of T shares. If you include your yield, but I'm just feeling like normally right now I do like I break my stakes, or I do like a 4,200 to fill some gaps, and 555. And
Nice.
people that say I never do a 5-5, time flies, man. I'm 51 years old. My birthday was March 6th. So, I have a big connection of Hex. If you see my numerology, it's all about 369. I know Hex is legit. Everything shows that. Even my numbers. And, I have a high protection. I could be dead many times. And I know who is protecting me, and the numbers show everything. My birthday is March 6th. If you see all the numerology, I have a big 369 connection. So I have a connection of Hex, right? So
Awesome.
Hex, I thought I'm gonna work my whole life until 67. I said, man, I'm gonna be dead doing this, what I'm doing here. I cannot do that. It's too stressful. The companies nowadays, they want too much. They don't pay any shit. You pay too much stress. You get the work stress, you get the money stress, you get all the kind of crap stress, all the pressure, all the daily stand-ups. I hated, I said, man, this is stupid, these daily stand-ups, man. I waste my time. Every 8 a.m. I have to call the company, everybody say what they are doing. I said, man, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I love it when I was doing Slack, Yeah, I was doing Slack, and we invented, man, let's do this daily stand-up Slack. So how are you doing? What are you doing? And any blockers. That's all you need to know. I don't need to have daily stand-ups. People talk about their dogs. I hate it. I do Slack on my last company, man.
So it was a big company. It sounds like a corporation.
Was the biggest company in US.
Right,
Was the biggest company. Yeah, at some point I joined only e-commerce. Then they have the retail become together. That was the problem, because when I was on e-commerce, I had smart guys working and they understand how to deploy systems. Then you got retail people and they had the legacy mainframe. So they put him in a team that I had to manage problems with connections with mainframes and FTP servers, Unix servers, they transfer files, inventories for different stores using FTP, stuff like that. And those things fail. So I was getting calls at 3 a.m., 11 a.m. when I was on call. And every time I was on call was, there's no life here, man. I could not go shopping outside. Somebody would call, this connection is not working. And I said, fuck. Yeah, it's not life. I don't wish for my worst enemy this kind of work, man. It's like stressful. If you are 21, you are learning, you can handle that, but you need to be smart. You need to know what you're doing. It's like
was the pay at least decent or fair?
Yeah, my pay was depends. By the end it was about 140 per year plus bonus plus stocks. It's about 220 or less, 200K.
So it sounds, even though it was in California, which is expensive to live, but it sounds like a at least fair kind of payment. Is it fair to say, or for this amount of?
If you didn't have the stress I had, yes, and that's still. Yeah. You cannot buy anything, any house with that money. You need to have a wife that works with a good company to be able to afford pay a mortgage here. So things are really bad. So that amount is basically, you pay your rent, it's like $4,000 a house, or you live in a crap apartment. The $4,000 house is crap house. It's not. It's just a small household.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So and if you eat good food, you go to restaurants. Yeah, it's not much, man.
I see.
Yeah,
but
you have to be smart and invest in crypto. You have to take some money, like I did every month. I was buying an Ethereum and swapping for Hex the last 2-3 years.
Right.
Yeah, but Dolo, now that you left this stressful job that was like really bad on your health, your life expectancy, one could say, is presumably higher now, and you can stake longer. And these 2-year stakes you mentioned, you can now make them like you said. You have to do them like a 10 years to get the same t-shirts when taking the yield off. But you can do it now, right? As you live a more chill, healthy life. Is that something that you have done? Like, because I assume you have a staking ladder, and then now the 2 years you put them just out for 10 plus, or how's your game?
Yeah, I'm a 51, so right now I take care of my health. I got a Peloton, so I work out my Peloton every morning.
Awesome.
So yeah, I sweat a lot. Take care of the kids, and
That's
I take care
lovely.
of my Twitter account,
Yes,
Telegram,
this
other
is super
stuff.
important.
Yeah, and
Good to
yes, I
have you.
have a ladder. Yeah, I have a beautiful ladder. Since I'm in the beginning, we didn't know the T-share. So I mean, like, my average is 6, 7 years, 6 point something. I'm not having 14 years. I'm 50 years old, 51. So people say, "Oh, I'm never gonna do a 5.55." I mean, it's too long, and they are on the 30s, 20s. Doesn't make any sense to me because you should have one at least. You have kids. Yeah, let's talk about kids, right? My kids are fine. I got each one have their own treasure. So what happened, right? One day, because hacks, let's talk about games. Let's talk about games. So because hacks, we are talking about price appreciation, right? Like, okay, 500 times, that's my average. But I'm not talking about the yield, and I'm not talking about the airdrops. So let's talk about the airdrops. I got the first airdrop. It was Uniswap. I got only $80,000, right? I said, yeah,
Wow.
pretty good, pretty good. Then I realized, man, imagine if you had more wallets. So that point, I said, man, I'm gonna create more wallets because I think Uniswap or 1inch or Uniswap, they're gonna do airdrop. So I start creating wallets. I create 32 wallets. What I did, I create one wallet, I sent to Ethereum, I swap it for stable. Then I create another wallet, I send swap, and just washing my money, just paying gas, right? So yeah, then I provide some liquidity on, I think, Uniswap as well. And at some point I saw it was February 2021. Last year, right? A year ago. It was a Valentine's Day. And I opened the news, 1inch, give you 600, 1inch, whatever, something like that. I said, man, let me check my wallet. And I checked the first one, claim 600. I checked the second one, claim 600. Third one, and for the 32 wallets, I had like a lot of money.
That's
and
so
I
cool.
spent the whole Friday just collecting money and
Just
collecting
claiming.
magic money and buy hacks. I paid some credit cards I had, everything, and I bought the rest hacks, right? So I bought treasures. I had treasures, one for each son. I bought million hacks for one kid, million hacks to another kid, more million hacks I staked. So basically, that $80,000 become a few $1 million now.
Awesome, man.
But
That's really
they are
cool.
staked, right? They are their stake, so they are in the paper, all that money. So let's talk about gains now with Hedron, the biggest airdrop ever received.
Right.
So $80,000 was pretty good, right? So we claim
You mentioned two good points,
was more than
Dolomite.
that.
You mentioned, first of all, you mentioned the 555 stake, which is now more flexible with Hedron, and then the airdrop. So yeah, I wanted to ask you, what is your take on Hedron? It was quite a heat discussion around that.
Not doing, or I don't need to do, or I don't want to do like the stake there. I'm happy with the airdrop. As Richard Hart said, I always enjoy the airdrops and sell for hacks. So I'm not against the airdrop. And, I understood the code was read only. I had no problem with that. What people said was BS because I knew what was doing, right?
Right. And it seems to be like a legit project.
It was
because
my biggest airdrop. I could buy a house if I could buy a Lamborghini if that airdrop. Not now because it's low, right? But yeah, at some point I could buy a Lamborghini.
Wow.
But I don't buy a Lamborghini. Like I didn't buy a Tesla when I got the 88,000. I could buy the super Tesla.
Yeah,
And
you
the Tesla would be
reinvested it
worth
even better.
50,000, 30,000. Now it's worth 10 Teslas at least. So yeah, it's not worth to buy cars,
No,
with
you can't
yeah.
hate on airdrop, right?
Say again?
You cannot hate
Sorry,
on
say.
airdrop, so it's free money.
No, I don't. The only problem I see is like the interest, the yield is reducing a little bit, but it's a little bit less. But if the price goes up, that's good. And I mean, totally bullish on Hex because the Discord syndicate work, all that, Wales is amazing. Motley, love those guys, and they are going to public with that Hex found. I don't know. I'm pretty bullish, man.
Yeah, but Dolo, you claimed the airdrop of Uniswap. You reinvested it into Hex, even more Hex, and now with Hedron, you can mint Hedron again, free airdrops from all those Hex that you reinvested. And then when you have the Hedron airdrop, you can sell them or buy more Hex, and then you have more Hex, more stakes. You can get more Hedron. Is that something you're planning on, or?
Yeah, I minted everything I could from all the stakes. I can mint more because every day they have more. I have, things there. But yeah, I have enough headroom. I'm just holding. I think because I like to hold at least for a year to, at least, capital gains, all that stuff. I don't know. I'm not taxed. But I don't. Yeah, because you're gonna have to pay tax. If you hold for a year, and I think it's the beginning. Right now is not time to. I knew that thing goes up and goes down, then goes up again. So just wait. I don't need the money. So if there is a situation I need the money, yeah, I may sell that. I don't sell Hex, but I don't need to sell Hex because I can mint Hedron. Yeah, it's damn so much money, man.
Awesome.
But, Pulse
That's
Chain,
cool.
Pulse Chain is launching soon. Version, the next few days, I believe. So.
Oh,
We're
really? You
close.
think it with the testnet will launch in a couple of days?
Yeah, the 2.5 version, I think they should be, Richard said next week, I think,
Last week he
I
said.
think they can just release now. Yeah, there's no reason
Cool.
to not that. And maybe a couple more weeks for the final version. I don't know how much work they are doing, right? They left.
Right.
But, yeah.
And on a maybe to round up the conversation, Dolo, I saw you were in Vegas. How was the event?
Vegas, yeah. Let's put in because Hack. I never thought going to London. I never wanted to go to London. I never wanted to go to Vegas. I never like casino stuff. But Vegas is amazing. A lot of stuff to do. Everything's so big. You think things are close, but because things are so big there, things are so far, and the people is amazing. Yeah, I got there on. I lost my flight. I was flying that Friday with wife and kids. So I lost the flight. Got there midnight on Friday night. So Saturday morning, we spent in the hotel. Then Sunday morning, I wake up. I went to the Excalibur hotel. Got my credentials there. Met people, but I left the conference because I want to spend time with my wife because we went to the Daytona and we stay in a really crappy motel there. And it was my wife's birthday, so I said, "Man, let's do something in Vegas." So I got a 5-star hotel, all that stuff, top. Nice. So we stay in that. Yeah, for the kids want to go to the swimming pool, but it was so cold there. It's really cold. It was a windy, so they enjoy a little bit, but yeah, like we stay in Four Seasons, right? But the Four Seasons have Mandalay Bay access. The Mandalay Bay has this amazing, swimming pools with waves, and there is a river. Nice. It was really cool. Yeah, and
nice.
Four Seasons really nice. People open
the door. Yeah, you told me on
to
Twitter that it's on top of Mandalay Bay and that it's a really nice part hotel. The Four Seasons on top.
It's amazing. People treat you really nice. They open the door for you, all that stuff. There is no casino on that, Four Seasons, so it's really clean.
Mm.
And
Awesome. Your wife liked
expensive,
it?
but nice. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Hmm.
Nice.
yeah.
That's so cool. And how
Nice
was the
bed.
event? Like, how many people participated?
Oh man, it was a lot of people, man. You think it was, not many people, but was a lot of people. Most of the people too, they are not there. They are doing other stuff. As you said, most of the YouTubers were doing other stuff. But yeah, I
Like
think I
500
like
maybe?
what Madeleine said. This kind of conference where people need to sit and stay for long. We may, I like doing stuff with the hexes, right? Doing, okay, let's ride a tank. I think it's more fun. But yeah, I stayed a lot of time there. But you just walk around to talk people. My main goal is to just, meet people and talk, say hi. Yeah, that's what happened there.
Cool.
I don't
cool.
remember much of the conference. I remember Crypto Sparbook. They had amazing speed. They're amazing. Alan, all those folks. They're
Awesome.
amazing.
Awesome.
Mars.
Yeah, I
Yeah, we
was
had a
wondering
great,
if
great
there
time.
was more people this time than last year, because last time there were like 300, and now
I
you
did.
would say it's more than 300 this time?
Yeah. Oh yeah. More than that. A lot of people. I don't know. Last year I didn't go. I was a slave from my last job. I could not attend. Yeah, I broke that prison.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what did you enjoy more, London party or Vegas party?
Uh, I want to people be aware. Don't trust anyone. There are some weird situations where people try to infiltrate in the Hex community. There's a situation in London that I was smoking outside, and London cannot smoke, but one couple come to us. Oh, we need to go inside. So we kind of try helping them to go inside, and somehow the lady start talking to me, and the guy say, "Oh, she likes you," all that stuff. I said, "This is kind of weird situation." Then the guy
Mm.
said, "Oh, I trust you with her." I said, "Okay, this is really weird." And the guy said, "Oh, you do cocaine?" I said, "Nope. Uh, we have a party tomorrow." And okay, I did understand why that situation happened, but there is another buddy YouTuber that he had like a balcony on the hotel, and the neighbor's balcony had a couple. We had a good party there, drinking. And
In
after we
London?
left,
Or
this neighbor's couple knocked his door, and the lady was naked, was off. So I don't know what's up with the UK people. They like to share their wives, but yeah, but these people may drug you and may steal your money. You have to be careful. We had
Yeah.
have a situation in Vegas in the party. Somebody got drugged there. We don't know who did that, but we are hunting this person.
it's
So just
crazy.
be aware. But yeah, the party were amazing. It's just
But
be
it
careful.
sounds like it was not a hex specific. Like it can happen to you in any like party city.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. But
Or do
there
you think
you may
they
be.
were targeted because they are Hexicans and presumably witch or
I
whatever?
don't know. The Vegas, I don't know, man. I just thought was really. I thought I could be drugged with those guys. I would not
Mm.
be in that situation.
But you assume the drugging, the roofing in Vegas was from somebody outside that infiltrated the Hex party, Hex group.
We don't know. We are trying to understand what happened there.
But
Yeah,
the person is good, or
yeah, yeah,
went to
yeah.
hospital, or what?
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, she. They have to left the party, and I think they went to
Okay.
some. Yeah. But it was a strange. But yeah, the party was amazing. You saw my video. I did some music. I have the full video. My phone was running out of battery, so I could not take more. But yeah,
And there
Mexicans
were
are
two
amazing.
parties, yeah, one hosted by Freddy Quotes and the other by Naga.
Yeah, the Fred Coates party penthouse was amazing too. Was on the they have this Luxor hotel. It's like a pyramid, big one.
Yeah,
We had problems to find the place. They sent us to the different direction. So after finding the right place, you open this door. It's amazing, sweet,
it was a suite in
beautiful.
the pyramid, yeah.
Yeah, it's a penthouse. Yeah, exactly. And I think Britney Spears
Damn.
used to go there, and The bathroom was amazing with this beautiful jacuzzi there, and beautiful showers with you could fit 5 people inside.
For the
That's
Londoners.
probably what it's for.
That is pretty nice party there. Yeah. We smoke a lot of weed in that bathroom. We destroy everything we could. I tried to be, but yeah, was dirty after that. But yeah, and DJ. We had amazing party. We are
Awesome.
very grateful to Freddy. Yeah, everything went fine. Everybody's happy. Yeah.
That's really cool. And this is what I like about the Hex community. Even though the price is down a lot at the moment, it's a deep bear market. The community is still like meeting together voluntarily, organizing very good events, keynotes, sponsoring cars. This is the strength of the community, and Hex is the best in it.
Oh yeah. I forget what I was saying. Sorry. Yeah, we don't know. We do what we can, right? The OGs they have a better situation. They are donating. Motley donate a lot of money, $50,000 at least for that car. Minimal. It's way more than that probably. So yeah, and I donated. I sold a 401k, closed a 401k, so I didn't sell anything. And I have my limited orders to 8 cents. So if it goes down there, I'll be happy as well.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
yeah.
And Dolo, speaking of the car, there was supposed to be a second race with the Hex car. Did it happen?
We had in Vegas the second race. There is the third race on some place in Alabama. I'm not sure if I go, but yeah, because we donate to go to that Daytona. But since our car didn't qualify, I think the deal allow us to race 2 more times without qualifying. So we race in Vegas, and we're gonna race again. Yeah, it was good. Good market. We onboard a lot of people. Yeah, we didn't win the race, but it was fun to be there. So not a big deal. I donated. A lot of people that complain, oh, this is bad. They didn't donate any money, so it's like.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, it was
That's
amazing.
great.
It's just our car didn't perform. We didn't have, for some reason. Our car is slow. I don't know, but the driver is a Hex now, so I don't know if he have a Hex or not, but I believe so.
Now he's a winner.
Able to attend it. Yeah. You have to fail many times until you win, right? That's like.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes you
the
win,
thing is like
sometimes you lose.
we raise the money, so we win. The race, the position doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We are there, right?
cool.
Everybody saw Hex.com. Everybody saw. We are there,
Right.
and they onboard a lot of people. So yeah.
Absolutely, that was really good stuff. Cool, and hopefully, the next event will hopefully happen in September, right? The PulseCon is around the corner. Do you plan to join?
Yeah, for sure. September 6 to 9.
Also
right?
Vegas again?
3 to 9, 3 to 6. Which
Is
one?
it Miami or in Vegas?
Next one.
Yeah, the PulseCon.
PulseCon is gonna be Vegas. Yeah.
Vegas again. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be the
seasons
new
again for you?
hotel, the world. Yeah. We should go there.
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe
Nice.
we meet there after. I think we missed each other in London. Didn't had the chance to talk, but it was a big party after all. So yeah, would love to meet you in person as well, Dolo.
Yeah, we will. Or maybe I go to Europe, maybe Paris next time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like
Nice.
London. I like London a lot. Maybe Prague, Munich. Sounds good to me. Never been.
Yeah.
Let's wait for
Absolutely.
the war to end, man. Let's wait for this war to end, and then we can go to Europe. I was planning to go to Portugal, in a week for spring break, just to check. No.
Yeah, nice. You know already the language, and let us know when you are around. then
Yeah,
potentially
we decided to
we
go
meet
to
up.
Brazil. Yeah, instead, we stayed there a
Visit
week.
the home country. Yeah.
Yeah. We have some business there and family. So yeah, I was just going to check in Portugal, but I had some, bad experience in Portugal airport. I said, man, these Portuguese people, they don't care about Brazilians. They just point and they don't help. I feel like I think they don't welcome you like I'm used to. So I said, okay, I may not want to live here because it's like Brazil, long lines, and if they don't care about you, and I see Brazilian kids got bullied. I said, man, that's fine. They have a great
Okay.
country, but yeah, I
Mm.
can go anywhere if I want. It's just my kids. I could go anywhere today, but it's just I need a good education for kids. We may move
Right,
to
right.
Florida, but some areas in Florida, like St. John's, they are good education, and good
Mhm.
beaches, and close to Brazil. We may move
Right.
there.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Cool. That sounds very good. And yeah, we are 90 minutes in. Dolomite, again, thank you for sharing your story with us. It was great finally like live talking with you, and yeah, getting to know all your story, how you got into the crypto, how you got into Hex, and yeah, everything you do, man. Like you, as mentioned, you're super active in Twitter.
Yeah.
We've been following you a long time already. So yeah, thanks for your contribution also to the community, man. Good
Yeah.
vibes.
Thank
Good
you for
vibes.
your channel. Thank you for your
Thank
channel.
you.
You're doing great with this channel. I think it's a great channel. I met in
Thank you.
person most of the people. You interview. I think 80%. That's funny. Love those
Nice.
Yeah.
people. Yeah, I met Crypto Heartbeat in Vegas. He's a great guy. Crypto stylist in UK. She was behind me in the line. Hexter, that troll. He's a great guy, Canadian.
He's so
Violet
cool. He was
Friend.
he was in London as well, right? He's
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
cool. He's super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Hexter?
Yeah, Hexter.
No, I don't think
He
so.
was in
I don't
London.
think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we met him in
Oh,
London.
in London. Yeah,
He
yeah.
was
I,
funny.
I heard the Las Vegas. Yeah, London. Yeah, I met him in London. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
Back to
Yeah. We
Vegas, back
were
to
lucky. We were
Vegas,
blessed with our
Vegas,
guests, and
Vegas, Feather, DJ, London, and Vegas. Yeah, sounds
absolutely,
great.
absolutely. And there are much more to come. So yeah,
yeah,
stay tuned.
all the great people of
Yeah,
this community. And Dolo, you are for sure one of them. It was awesome to talk to you. As I said, the crowd was celebrating you, and this was nice talkings, man. I really thank you for sharing these stories and insights, and all the best, man.
my pleasure, man. All the best to you guys and to all the Hexcans right here and in the
Thank
Thank
you,
future.
Dolo.
you. Bye
See you, man.
bye.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys, this was Hex Grassroots number 20 with our special guest, the amazing Dolomite. He's out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Around when he was 13, 14 years old, he got a big tech affinity, was interested in computers. At that time in Brazil, copies of Apple computers. And then at this age, he was able to start working in a store that was selling these computers, and he got really interested in computer science. Later moved to Rio, joined the army, later joined a university and a research lab, where he in the early 90s, in 92, connected to the internet, was looking for papers, gathered papers from the internet, distributed them for his research field. Was a lot into computer algebra, Linux, education programs that he developed and distributed, and also started the PhD, but didn't like it, dropped out, moved to Berkeley, USA, California in the late 90s. And in 2010, he discovered Bitcoin pretty early, had some, but then didn't pursue it anymore. So he had a tough life. He missed the dot-com bubble, as he said. He missed Bitcoin. Then he went into the ICO FOMO mania in 2017. A lot of altcoins, had some losses there, but then he finally met Richard, and he free claimed with Bitcoin for Hex, and also when it launched through the adoption amplifier. He dropped some ETH in, and then consequently dropped all his altcoins, went full into Hex, and couldn't be happier. Now he is free. He's not a slave, wage slave anymore, as he said. He's free. He can travel the world, a stress-free life, a healthy life with his family. Was happy to take his family and his wife to a nice hotel in Vegas. So yeah, that's an amazing story, an amazing person, amazing pillar of our community. Our Hexican community is amazing, and we have a lot of nice grassroots. And I'm really looking forward to meet more of them here on Hex Grassroots. Thank you guys for tuning in, and good night.